So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to pretend like nothing happened before this recording, and that we've only just started talking about what you would do if you had to explain the internet to a caveman, because nothing else came before this time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So it's nice for you guys to be here. Nothing else has happened until this point, so I'm glad for you to be here.
Yeah, should I go first?
Yeah, I mean, you volunteered as tribute, as we said, so you take it away. Right, are you ready?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
All right, 3, go.
Do you want to act as the caveman?
You got 30 seconds. 26 seconds.
So the internet is this wonderful place where you can now use AI to find out anything, any information that you are unaware of. You can use it to communicate with other people from across the world, and there's lots of porn on it as well.
They don't know what porn is, though. I also what porn?
Before you start it, I think this would actually be merely impossible to talk to a caveman about this. He won't even understand the language.
Yeah, he just speaks in grunts. Yeah, no. Let's say that you've given him the English lexicon. He understands you, right. And you're tasked with ensuring that he knows what the internet is. You have 30 seconds. Are you ready?
No.
Right.
Go on.
Go.
Internet is big.
This guy's onto something now.
You need satellites up in the sky in the space where the moon is. Yeah, up there. Satellites to create internet.
Oh, he's go.
God, exactly what my colleague here just said.
Your colleague wouldn't be there.
Lots of porn.
So far our cavemen are still speaking with grunts because they have no idea what you're talking about. You haven't explained it very well.
I started off thinking, yeah, I know what I'm going to say then.
Right.
The last 15 seconds, I have no idea.
Shall I show you how it's done?
Yeah, go on. Right. You ready? Go.
So porn is something that is found on the internet. Now, internet is a... Oh, shit. Imagine having all of the information that you can find when you go out hunting in one place, and that one place is found in your palm using a mirror-like object.
What's a mirror?
A mirror is something that you can see yourself in. And when you use that, you can find out whatever you would like to find out, including porn.
Why was porn the base subject?
James brought porn into the equation. I didn't. I had no bearing on this.
Yeah, I did. To be fair.
So, I'm going to strategically leave out the question that we were talking about before James forgot to press record. Yeah,
right.
You're given £10,000 a month, but once a year you have to survive 24 hours hunted by a random animal. Do you take it? And what I'm going to do, for the sake of the point, is I'm going to ask ChatGPT to give me a random animal, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to you have to answer the question first, and then you see what animal you get.
Okay.
I'll get something like fucking hawk, bald eagle,
a mouse.
The problem is it could be a gorilla, or it could be a mouse, or it could be a squirrel, and if it is, then James is fucked. He's got
not the squirrel.
He's got no bearing on this at all.
I refuse to go into this conversation.
Yeah, no, let's leave squirrels out.
Once you've found it out, I've got more questions for the question.
Okay. You've got to answer though. You're not. I've got it in front of me.
Actually, so you're being hunted for 24 hours. Where am I being hunted?
In a dense woodland.
Just in England.
In England. We'll give you
like
Ashdown Forest.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You're in the forest for 24 hours. You can't leave the forest.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yes.
6 a.m. till 6 a.m.
Okay. Sound.
Yeah.
Because if it's like a horse, just go up a tree.
So I have the animal in front of me. The animal in question is here. Are you going to take this money?
I'm taking the money.
You're taking the money?
100%.
Yeah, I'll take the money.
You have to. Do you think that with 24 hours worth of time to be hunted, Do you think you could do it if it was a giraffe that was going after you?
100%.
Do you really think that?
100%. How does it know? Yes, I'm going to hunt you.
It has been embedded with Khabib Nurmagomedov's blood, so this thing is coming for you.
Okay.
You're still taking it?
Yeah.
10 grand a month?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still taking it. I was going to say, before you said that about the blood and everything, I was going to say that they only eat leaves anyways.
Yeah, no, he's eating you.
Giraffes are not used to a dense woodland.
That's a good point,
they'd be
actually.
very confused.
That's a very they'll be startled.
They'd be like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's a great point, actually.
I'd just dig under.
Dig under. Khabib will find you. So with the giraffe.
Nah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Giraffe is not.
Giraffes
He's
can't
not
dig.
just gonna go like.
Yeah, they will get startled and confused. You can just go and hide somewhere for a long time, and they'll.
If you're in a tree, they'll just reach their long ass neck. I've got a quick question about giraffes, actually.
Yeah, go for it.
Right, how long would it take for a giraffe to throw up?
Oh,
long neck. It's going to get from here.
Probably not that much longer than us. It's not a mighty task. They're just throwing up the bowels.
Still got quite a way to travel.
They do have quite a way to travel. You're right, but I think you're probably only talking a matter of seconds here. I didn't study the
Anatomy.
The anatomy and the shitting habits of giraffes. So I don't actually know. I don't know on that one, but I'm going to bounce the question back to you. How long do you think?
I haven't thought about it deep enough.
Really? Do you know, it's funny that most people have thought about how long it would take a giraffe to throw up. You are the outlier here.
Just 10 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, I'd say probably about an hour or so. yeah, 2 to 3 working days. Give me one of those would you rather that you had.
Yes.
Get out.
We've got it's only about 10, but there's
I shall add to the conversation that the animal that you were actually given was not a giraffe. It was an okapi, which is an okapi is it's a forest giraffe. It's a different sort of giraffe. But I thought if I say okapi,
that's easier.
Yeah, no, that's a forest giraffe. So actually, what you said about it. No, a forest giraffe would be able to find you there. So Khabib the okapi is probably going for you.
Not on the ground.
Should we stick on the animal theme for now?
Go on, do it.
Would you rather fight a kangaroo or a badger?
Oh, that's a good one, actually.
Badgers are right there.
What's the setting? What badger is it? An English badger?
Just no, honey badger.
Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, do you know how dishevelled you're going to be if you fight a honey badger?
Yeah, I've heard about them.
Is it where is the setting? Is it in his native land, my native land, or the Octagon?
In the desert.
So it's
not completely like sand dunes, like safari kind of desert, Sahara kind of desert. Sorry,
So not only am I fighting something that is going to beat me, I'm also fucking boiling because I'm in the Sahara whilst I'm doing it.
Yes, so yeah.
Can I not have it in my own backyard? Surely I should have the advantage here. I'm fighting a honey badger.
I think I'd rather take the L and go for the kangaroo.
If a kangaroo kicks you, that's a long day.
Just take the L.
Yeah, but you don't want to take. I mean, a honey badger's going to kill
That'd
you.
That'd be more gruesome as well.
A honey badger will fuck you up. But
kangaroo's just one and done.
They've got claws as well, kangaroos.
Yeah,
they're pretty sharp as well.
The only thing is though, they're very stupid animals. So they'll try and hit you, but they're not. If you get kicked in the stomach by a kangaroo, you die. But they're not gonna. They don't know to kick you in the stomach because they're not hardwired that way.
Yeah.
I'd have to take a kangaroo over a honey badger. A kangaroo over a badger.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know actually. A badger.
If you do get one lucky kick to his head, he's got
a badger.
Surely.
No.
One big old boom.
Yeah, but you've got to land that perfectly, and it's not going to happen. But a badger is quick. If it's a honey badger, they don't give a shit anyway. They fight lions. They don't care if you kick them.
Yeah.
Okay. I would just take the kangaroo.
I think I'd have to take the kangaroo. There, we have recorded evidence of the fact that you can punch a kangaroo in the face,
and it does nothing afterwards.
And it shuts it off. Yeah. So
it's true.
If you bring squirrels into the equation, it might be different though.
If you bring squirrels into the equation, I'm leaving.
There is never a time when a squirrel would be welcome in a brawl. I don't think many things would actually be welcome in a brawl, but squirrels wouldn't be one of them.
That's true.
Right, another one. Would you rather have a face of a pensioner but the body of a 20-year-old?
Yeah.
Or the body of a pensioner with the face of a 20-year-old?
Fuck.
It depends what we're talking about with pensioners here, though, because you could be a fit pensioner on both fronts.
That's mental.
No, you said no. You could be no. I meant it in the athletic way. You've taken it. You've taken it in the perverted way.
Gilf.
Yeah.
You love a gilf.
Yeah.
I love a gilf.
Surely.
What?
That's the cornerstone of existence.
Milf.
Working at David Lloyd's, isn't it?
No, MILF is as far as I go.
Okay.
Is it as far as you go? Oh, James had five on one yesterday.
Oh, fucking hell, God.
I'd go for face of a 20-year-old, body of a pensioner.
Yeah, I would. Because if you had the body of a
Cover it up if you wanted to.
yeah, and hang on, I have the face of a 20-year-old and the body of a pensioner. But how old actually am I?
For the top half, you're 20. For the bottom half, you're like...
Yeah, hang on, because I'm fucked then. If I've got the pensioner's body, then I'm dying soon anyway.
If you have the body of a pensioner, you've got a
Whose
shriveled
organs
cock.
have you got?
That's my point. Yeah.
No one. Go on.
Go on.
If you've got the body of a pensioner, you're gonna have a shriveled cock.
Yeah, I mean,
probably 9 times out of 10 erectile dysfunction. So
there's 3 men in this room, all retarded, and only one of them would bring the conversation towards penises.
I didn't think of that.
And reliably. Yeah. I have to say, you and me both. I don't actually tend to look at things with the analytical perspective of how would my penis look in this.
Got to take everything into consideration.
Yeah, I think you only take one thing into consideration. That's the male genitalia.
Those were the 5 women that were flirting with me.
Yeah, calling him Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
They called you Justin Timberlake.
No, they actually called me Denzel Washington. I love you know. Right, if you could know exactly when you die and how you die, would you want to?
Yes.
Okay, do tell.
Oh, so you get to know both? It's not one or the other?
No, you know both. You know both, but I'm open to saying if you don't want to know one or the other, then you can do that. So you could know how, but not when, or when, but not how. You can do that. First of all, though, go on.
Does it have to be like realistic to today?
As opposed to when? Tomorrow?
No.
What
So-
question is that?
Yeah, what is
No, as in like with today's technology and what we're capable of doing.
Oh, I see what you're saying. As in line with progression.
Yeah.
I'll say right now.
Yeah, for the sake of the point, yeah.
Fuck.
Because otherwise, you don't. We're not aware of how advanced we should become, or no one here is at least.
I'd probably say hit a deer while driving.
I mean, so we've got there are 3 ways of answering a question. There's yes, no, and hit a deer whilst driving. No, do you
I said yes. I said yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with the question.
Yeah. It's not.
It does.
No, so you want. So that's the way that you want. So you've determined how you want to die.
Yeah,
Not,
it's just quick and easy, isn't it?
no, but that's not the point. You don't get to choose. You don't get to choose. You just know.
Oh,
You might be lucky enough to die hitting a deer. I mean, I don't know why you want to do that anyway. You're killing a deer as your last act on Earth.
The deer will be alright.
No, you wouldn't. Get hit by a car.
Yeah, rumbled, mate.
Yeah, but it would be rumbled.
Can I answer it then? Because
Yes.
I don't know what's going on in your
This
head
man's
there.
been perplexed by the question.
I want to know when I die, not how I die, so I can prepare for that day.
You can't alter fate though. So if you know when,
No, I know. There's loads of chances before that I could die, but if that's when I definitely die, because that's who's told me this. Whoever, the big man upstairs.
the big man upstairs.
He told me this. He said you're gonna die on January the 2nd, 30:30. There you go.
30-30. You're living a long time.
Yeah.
Because this is the 1,000-year-old man.
Well, I don't want to jinx it and say I die next year, do I?
Look, I don't mean to burst your bubble, but you probably won't die in 3030. So you would want to know when, but not how. James wants to just know how. And he only wants it to be a specific way as well.
Yes.
There is only one way James wants to go, and that is death via deer. Deer in headlights.
I don't know where this deer came from.
Antler to the skull.
I don't know, but it's on James's dashboard now in his mind. I think I'd probably... I can't help but feel that if you knew how, that you must... Because you cannot change what's going to happen. So if you know that the way you're going to die is a deer is going to hit your dashboard and that's going to be you packed in, if you're going out in your car that day, you know that this is the last time you're doing it. You know that, there's a deer coming for me. There's a deer out there somewhere and he is coming for me now. And you're still going to get in the car because you have to. You can't choose.
Why is it coming for us?
Because it's your death, isn't it? It's
just waiting for us. It's like,
if you know how, he's put penises into it as well. If you know how,
This is being hunted in the forest again by a deer.
by a forest giraffe, I should have, No, but my point is, if you know how it's going to happen, then when you go to carry out the act, before that, you're going to be well aware of the fact.
I just noticed that.
What my
Just a blob of
my intriguing lava lamp.
I could make a penis joke right now, but I won't.
Again.
Yeah, so that's the third time.
Is he hiding
He's
something?
I don't think he is. I think he's having his colours on full display. He wants the world to know. Yeah, I mean, I think I'd want to know when, but not how.
If I'm being told you're going to get stabbed 24 times in the chest, brilliant. Can't wait for that.
Exactly, but that's my point. Is you'll live in perpetual fear.
Don't want to know.
Exactly. James does. James just hopes that he's gonna roll that dice and hope that it comes out deer shaped.
Are you hitting the deer and it kills you, or you are the deer?
What?
Well. So now we've opened up an interesting question.
Yeah, because
No. So you don't shapeshift in just beforehand. You
Wake up one day and you're like,
oh no,
shit.
yeah, fuck. I'm a deer.
So what are you?
I'm in the car.
Yeah, James is in
Why
the
does it
car.
kill you?
Because if
Once you hit
because
something, you stop, and that's you're just like, oh no, deer's dead.
No, the deer's coming at you. It's got a point to prove, and
you're not in the
you
car?
are the point.
I am in the car.
That's what deer's
He
just
is the
running
car.
at you now.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, this is
While
personal.
you're in the car?
It is personal.
driving towards it
Yeah.
at
okay.
65 miles an hour.
Oh, the deer's driving the car at you.
So that's a good point. Actually, we never thought
Deer's
about the fact
driving the car
that
towards me.
potentially the deer is the one in the driver's seat, quite literally. Now, how does that change the complexion?
Well,
I mean, to be
even
honest,
better.
James, I'm going to be completely frank. I still don't think you've actually answered this question. You just brought deer into it.
See, like, the problem is, if you get told when, you're going to be just stressing, counting down the days.
Exactly.
If you get told how, it just catch you by surprise.
They're both kind of shit, actually, now that I think about it, because if you did know, as you say, you're totally right. If you knew how, you wouldn't know when. So if, for instance, for the sake of the point, let's move it away from deer. If you knew that you were going to die by getting hit in the side of the head with a football, every single time you go and play football, you're going to be worried. Every single time you walk through a field, you're going to be worried. Every single time you walk anywhere, you're going to be mildly concerned when someone comes past with a football. Is this man about to assassinate me via a deadbolt specialist?
That's the same with everything. Like, if you get told you're going to drown, you're not going to go swimming.
Yeah, but you will.
If you're going to fall out of a tree, don't climb a tree.
But you're still going to die that way. You cannot alter fate.
I think I would assume it's
gonna
like.
come for you.
I would assume it's like one of those things where it's like, you know what's going to happen, but you sort of like automatically forget about it.
I don't know. You'd probably be quite aware of this one. I think.
No. I mean, like, I don't know how to describe it.
You would be open to the fact that you're going to get murked by a deer at some point.
I don't know how to describe it. I know what I mean in my head.
No one else does.
I don't know, your head's working right now.
That's the frustrating part.
How about we just move on to the next one?
I think that's a wonderful idea, and I've got one that I think's going to. I don't think you're going to have any through roads to bring fellatio into this. So, right, how much money would you pay to watch an hour-long video of the best moments of your life? You have to raise this amount of money, so you need to bear that in mind.
Raise.
Yeah, so you can't say 10 million unless you're prepared to put that money up front. This is money that you have to take from your pocket.
Am I watching it on my own or can I invite anyone?
You can invite anyone. You can bring anyone you want.
Well, I'd be bringing...
Do they have to pay as well?
No.
No, but here's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking, when from? What age?
That we can start with that. Do you want it to be the end of your life, which means you'll get the whole picture, but you'll quite possibly lose some of the pearls because there's so much and you've only got an hour?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want it to be sort of up to 25, for instance?
I'll do it right now.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll do it right now.
I have to say, I think
my school time.
I'd probably say 25. I think 25. I don't know. I think 30. I think no, I'm going to say 25. 25.
Right. Yeah, because what I was thinking is, so I did it right now, I'd invite all my mates that I know and they know will be in that.
Yeah.
And then get them to chip in.
No, they're not allowed to chip in. They're not allowed to chip in. You've got to raise the money.
I've got to raise it.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, no, you've got to pay the ticket here.
I'd just be working overtime then, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, so what's the fee though?
If I'm just using about fee, just do a tenner.
A tenner? No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Probably say like...
Cheap answer, quite literally.
If I'm deciding...
Right, let me reframe it. How much is the most you would pay?
150.
£150?
Grand,
Or 100.
£100?
A grand.
£100? You're having a laugh?
Grand.
10 grand. What, for an hour of the best moments of your life? How many of those things you are such fond? All right, hang on. Let me add another element. You can relive the moment. You can feel the same feeling that you felt in that time.
100 grand.
You will feel as you watch it.
100 grand.
This is just a one-off, and you'll never get this ever again.
No, you never get it again. You can't record it.
If I'm reliving it, that'd be
50 grand.
50.
Yeah, but you got to think.
You have to raise that money though.
That.
Yeah, you could.
It would take time, but I could get that.
Time's
the only
worth
thing
it.
is,
Are you paying for everything else aside as well?
What do you mean?
All your like daily, like your car.
Yeah. You have to raise the money.
It's definitely doable.
50 grand.
50 is a lot.
50 grand is a lot of money, but it is doable.
Yeah, it's definitely doable.
Only point is though, how readily available is that money going to be for you? Because it might be. Well, let's say for the sake of the point, you can make it the one bracket. So say you do choose 11 to 25, say for instance, and it takes you till you're 40 to have 50 grand there. You're still in that bracket. So it's not going to now say that it's all the memories up until 40.
Credit card.
Yeah, stick it on a credit card. Excuse me, what do you need a loan for? Don't worry about it. Just,
Please.
just give me the fucking money.
Yeah.
Just give me that money. I'd say probably... I don't want to wait that long for this. So probably 20. 20 grand for 1 hour. That's some premium rates.
Yeah, but I mean, you got like pension.
Yeah,
you can
James,
use.
when do you think you're accessing your pension?
I don't have pension yet.
You're not?
No. I have to be 21.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you have to be 21 for a pension?
Damn, that's
I've been
rough.
told.
You're going to be
I've got a
121 when you
pension.
access that pension.
I've got a pension scheme.
I know, my work says no, you have to be
Old
21.
bastard.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, well, and what's good?
What's good?
Yeah.
Not your knees, mate. You're too old. I'm gonna pivot on a point quickly because I'd like to make something out of it. It has nothing to do with existential questions, but it does have a lot to do with something we're all very fond of,
Okay.
and that's nature.
Mm.
So, James.
We were talking about this on the
Just
way
on
up.
the walk
Okay, all right. Tell me what you're talking about first of all.
Space.
Space.
We just wanted to chat about space.
We can chat about space. There's no problems there. In which case, you take the reins as podcaster and tell me what we're talking about.
Shit. Well,
What's that got to do with space?
I was. You can shit in space.
Someone probably has.
Okay.
Well, yeah, astronauts will have on the ISS.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
point. So
They're
Saturn.
part of the Essex.
So Saturn got his rings.
Saturn is a man.
Oh, that's a good point. Actually, I don't know what he said.
All those feminists out there are going to be raging.
I don't know. Feminists are not. It's radical feminism that we're talking about here.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
that's
let me
true.
start.
Anyway,
Are aliens real?
Are aliens real? I think in
what form are we
I
talking?
don't think you have the stereotypical green big head, big black eyes. I
No,
don't think
they don't.
that's not a thing. But life forms, which you'd class as aliens.
Are you?
what constitutes an alien? Because you could quite feasibly
No one knows.
you could quite feasibly look at the difference between us and everything else on the planet and determine that we are aliens.
We are technically.
To others,
We are alien when it comes to the food chain.
Well, aliens, that's just a made-up word. Everything's just a being.
Yeah.
So with. Are we talking microbial life or complex?
It's got to be both, really.
Okay.
You don't know-
Hang on. Describe what you mean by microbial first.
So little bits of not like
I
bacteria.
know what
but like-
microbial is, but I mean, describe to me what you mean by that. Because alien in the form of bacteria is probably not too much of a concern.
So there's
I don't know, actually. Fungus is probably our most likely method of contagion.
So there's a planet somewhere, not incredibly far away from us, that
Just round the corner.
is producing it's producing a gas which, like some form of microbial life, can only form. So there's a planet that is producing this gas, which is being produced from this microbial life. Can't remember what it's called. It's dimethyl
Tryptamine?
something. Is it that?
I don't know. Dimethyltryptamine, we're talking about a very different landscape here.
Can you search it up, please?
Yes, I can search it up. What am I looking for? James, do you know what dimethyltryptamine is?
I
I've
don't
never
think
heard
it,
that
no,
in
it's,
my
it's,
life.
I don't think it's that.
You must have heard of DMT before. You must know who Joe Rogan is.
That. Search up.
A cappy?
No. What gas does microbial life produce
Gas does, James.
to prove life to prove life exists?
What gas does microbial
Microbial life produce to prove life exists.
life exists.
It's a very long question.
Yeah, it's going to say, fuck off, mate, I don't know. Dimethyl
Got the first bit right.
sulfide.
There we go.
DMS, not DMT.
So, yeah, and these microbial life produce dimethyl sulfide.
Yes.
And the chances of there being an Earth-like planet,
Right.
which has a chance of life in our sky, our night sky, there is a every 1 in 20 stars has a.
What was that noise?
Sorry, carry on.
Every 1 in 20 stars in our night sky has a chance of a Earth-like planet with a chance of life on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Every planet does.
So in which case, how would you respond to... Elon Musk had a very interesting quote on the possibility of alien life forms. He said he doesn't know whether there is a plethora of life forms in the universe, or just generally, or none. And he doesn't know which one is scarier.
It'll either be one or the other. It won't be like...
Lots or none.
It won't be like...
there won't be
there's
4 or 5 of them.
there's either going to be like not like a middle ground, but like
That's a good point.
I don't know. I don't know how to put it into
that
words.
is what an alien is to you.
My mum made a very interesting point, actually, that I'm going to broach here. Have you heard of the fine-tuning argument? I remember,
mentioned it before,
I remember we'd done a podcast on this before. The fine-tuning argument is essentially, it's used towards the religious question. So when people talk about the existence of God, they use one of the prevalent arguments at play is the fine-tuning argument, and essentially what it speaks of is the universe and all of its contents are poised in such a perfect manner when it comes to the gases, the gravity, all of the elements that come into play to enable the universe to exist. They are all poised exactly as they need to be for this to exist. If there was a hair's worth of difference in the gravitational pull, we wouldn't be able to have this universe because it wouldn't have balanced correctly. People use that in relation to, someone must have finely tuned the universe, as in God must have done that.
Yeah.
That's the argument. But there's an interesting sort of reframe here that my mum used of, if the case is that our universe is so perfectly poised for our existence, or that's a poverty of understanding on my behalf here. Our understanding of sort of everything, I suppose, or the comprehension of everything. If that's the case, then anything outside of where we are might not be well suited enough on those terms to actually exist, because we are our life form. We are perfectly balanced to be here. If anything was any different to how it is, we wouldn't be able to be here. So if anything is any different elsewhere, then what's to say that there is something there? You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah. I reckon. Like, do you reckon you get other people flying about in a spaceship?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I know that Joseph Stalin was sending people up there.
What?
Like, is there another Earth out there somewhere exactly like this? Do you reckon?
Well, that begs the question.
The same life.
Yeah, I mean, this is the concept of parallel universe is essentially what we're touching on here. It's an interesting question.
Have you seen the video where it zooms out of Earth?
Out of someone's eye.
All the planets, then loads. It's like.
Then superclusters and.
How do they know that when you can't go that far?
How does that make you feel?
It's not really believable because you don't know.
But does it make you? I mean, for some people, that is daunting and uncomfortable to think how much distance there is from. I mean, to we are so unbelievably insignificant when it comes to the grand picture that can for some people be alleviating and for others harrowing. Where do you fall on that spectrum?
I love it.
Yeah.
Why?
Cool. It's just fascinating that all of these, I don't know how to say it, but how there's so much more left to discover. And when you've got that much to work with, and potentially even more with the loop quanta theory, which I was talking to you about on the group chat and when we were at the pub.
Yes.
About there was actually the fact that it was actually could have been a big bounce instead of a big bang. I thought it gets me like giddy.
Giddy.
Yeah.
You get that feeling of excitement.
Yeah.
Do you know why that is? There might be other deer out there for you.
That's a good point. There might be other deer out there.
To hit.
Yeah, I can drive my car through.
Four-headed deer.
Yeah.
This time.
Just a planet based on deer. Planet deer.
That is what James is looking for in this world. No, go on, James. Carry on briefing with that.
Yeah, it's just like. I know it's like space and shit is very confusing to understand.
Space and shit.
Shit is quite.
Shit is quite.
I know it's really complex, but like even if you don't understand it, but you say like you just like look at images of it or you like looking at like space news and what's being discovered and what's changing and what's new, like it's still so fascinating. Because even before I started reading the first book on physics, 7 Brief Lessons on Physics.
Carlo Rovieri.
Yeah. Even before that, I was still really fascinated by it because I just thought it was so cool because of the colours and everything.
Yeah.
And how much, like, I actually like the idea that there's a chance of other life out there.
Why?
Can you imagine they're more advanced than us?
Chances are very unlikely
Why?
because it takes a very long time to progress.
So
They're completely different.
we've
to us.
progressed.
They'd be very different.
We have progressed, but the Earth is
4.6.
And we don't know how old the other
4
planets
billion
are.
years old.
We don't know how old the other ones
But even then, we weren't even around for that long.
So, I'm still struggling to see your point. If there was an extraterrestrial life form that had a brain that was 6 times the size of ours, then surely its progression would be somewhat upscalable to the equivalent.
So say if their light. So say if we were observing a planet that we knew.
What's your planet called?
Yeah.
We'll call it Planet Deer.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's planet.
So
I don't want to know.
say Planet Deer was 2 million light years away from us.
Right.
It would take 2 million years for their modern day light to reach us, right? So if we were looking at it through a telescope, we'd be seeing them 2 million years in the past. So they would still be microbial to us. And even then, if we tried to travel at the speed of light, it would take us 2 million years to get there.
But
no matter what, they're going to be behind us.
Only if we can see them. Only if
Yeah.
our technology is at a point where we are capable of watching them. What if our technology is not at that level?
Well, they'd have to be a
They'd have
planet
their
closer.
own sun, wouldn't they?
What if something is looking at us? What if something is so far away from us that we cannot observe it?
As you said, 2 million light years away, you're looking for a telescope.
Yeah.
I found that
You do that tonight.
No, because so what we've got on Earth, I can't remember which black hole it was, but we have multiple, like the massive observatories.
Mm-hmm.
So we connected all of them together, and it made a telescope which was the equivalent size to the Earth, which allowed us to. I think it was either Sagittarius A star, which is our supermassive black hole in the centre of our galaxy, or Ton 618.
Mm.
Can't remember which one. Oh, it might be another one. I can't remember the name of it. But we are capable of making telescopes that powerful.
Not necessarily though. How far? What was the capabilities of that telescope? This amalgamated telescope.
However far away Ton 618 is, which is pretty fucking far away.
Let's work that out.
I think.
First.
He said amalgam again.
It is 10.37 billion light years away.
So we could see it 10.73 billion light years away.
Yeah. So
Years away.
in which case, what about if something was, for the sake of the point, 12 billion light years away? We're not capable of perceiving that thing, but that thing may well be intelligent enough or capable enough to perceive us.
Maybe.
We wouldn't have the fuel to get there, no way.
No, definitely not.
Well, no, that's out of the question. You can't do that tonight.
You don't get tankers up in there.
But I mean, it's impossible to travel exactly at the speed of light.
Why?
You can only travel at 99.9999% the speed of light.
Star Wars.
He's got a point there, actually.
You have a point,
You do
but
have
it's Star Wars.
Yeah, but James, let's get polemic here. Why do you think that that other life forms would not be capable of trumping us when it comes to capacity? You've sidestepped it slightly. I want you to face it head on.
Again.
What? So, please.
You
rephrase
said
it.
the opening gambit to this part of the conversation was that you don't think another life form, another like alien, for instance, would be capable of matching us for intelligence, yet alone exceeding that intelligence. And you said that wouldn't be possible because of our capacity to look outwards towards other things.
Yeah.
That's not actually answering the question.
Well, it would also... So, because light is a form of time, I guess you could say, it could technically be vice versa. So, because the light that we're seeing from them is so far behind their modern day light, for example, their modern day could actually be something completely different, where they are capable of seeing back, like, far into the universe and seeing us. But then our light would be 2 million years behind our modern day light. So either way, someone is technically always light-wise going to be behind everyone else.
So what's to make you think that we're the spearhead of this, that we're the top of the pyramid?
Well, it's because that's all we know at the moment.
Exactly.
There's definitely planets that are there way before us.
Oh yeah, no, there will be. But it depends. It depends if they have life that is able to sustain their climate.
Yeah.
Can I bring it back to a question on mortality? Because I think it's interesting. How do you feel about death?
I'm alright with it.
You're okay with it?
Yeah, but it's a way of life.
Okay. But it's being eaten by a tiger to some people is a way of life, but it's still pretty frightening.
I wouldn't say I'm scared of it because I know I'm going to die at some point.
Barnacles?
I'd agree. I wouldn't be scared because I know what it feels like.
That's a good point.
After death, you don't know what it feels like. So, but that is,
And you don't know,
scary.
and you don't know what happens after death. You never know.
Exactly.
Could you not argue, though? I mean, this is my take on this. I want to be scared of death, because if I'm scared of death, then that means something is obviously going right whilst I'm here.
Yeah.
If you weren't scared, and no, well, that's a bit bold of me. If you didn't care, then there might be something sort of missing here. Because I'm scared of the idea of dying because I don't want to die. I like being alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing. So where do you fall in line with that?
Like, I don't want to die. Definitely not, because I was lucky enough to be given the chance to live life. And I've been lucky enough to live to the age of 2021 and so on. But just, I don't know, it's like just sort of a way of acceptance, I guess. I've just sort of, just accepted it. I want
to add to the point you just said about how lucky it is. I thought this is an interesting statistic I heard. If 2 million people got together and each rolled a dice with 1 trillion sides, the probability of you being alive is the same as all 2 million people landing on the same number.
Not likely.
He's onto something.
This guy's onto something here.
Intelligent fella. That's what we call him.
This man knows what he's talking about.
What can I say?
Except. So, I don't know. I'm still erring on the side here that I am scared of death. I think that is something that haunts me, and I'm going to put a nice little bow on this so that we can get back into the astral questions. I am scared of death, and the prospect of the universe exacerbates that feeling for me, because when I look at the absolute magnitude of the universe, I'm not sure whether I find it freeing or terrifying to think of the fact that I am such a small piece in that machine, such a small cog.
For once, it wasn't me.
and that. No. I said such a small cog. It's your mind in the gutter.
I know what he was
You said
about.
cock.
I didn't. I said cog. If you find any cocks in the machine, then you've got a problem, and it's going to hurt. So I'd be careful with that one.
Sake.
Maybe it was me.
Yeah, it was you. It was you. Trust me, I didn't have any cocks in my mouth here.